Well, Alex, welcome back into the fold, as it were. How did you come through Friday night and your return to the field for the first time in a little while?
Yeah, it felt good. It was amazing to get out there again with the lads. Obviously, disappointing result, but personally, yeah, it felt really good, and I'm looking forward to the next game.
How challenging has it been to watch on over the last couple of months?
Extremely challenging. Obviously, when you're any athlete watching a team that you're involved in play when you can't play, it's obviously extremely tough. And I think for me, personally, the toughest thing about it all was the fact that I didn't know an end date. There was no plan at the time, and that was quite difficult to deal with. But now we're through the other side. I'm feeling good, and the boys are looking good too.
During your period off, were you looking at February 22nd and the derby as a game you'd really like to be back for?
Oh, look, to be honest, I wasn't thinking about football for a while, to be honest, because like I said, there was no plan. So the first thing on my mind was just about getting healthy again. I was told that it could be from anywhere between 6 weeks to 6 months, and when you get told that, it's pretty scary. So like I said, the most important thing for me was making sure I got back healthy, and thankfully and luckily I'm back healthy again, and here we are.
Slightly different from the other injuries I guess you've had. I mean, you had that league break, which had you out for a long time, but I guess you know a time frame with that sort of thing. Was it slightly different in that you didn't really know?
Well, yeah, like you said, I've had 2 bad injuries, and obviously they are tough because you're out for a long time, but at least you have something to work towards. Around about where you should come back or how you should come back, whereas this was a little bit different. There was no sort of expected date of return or expected day where you should feel good again. And like I said, just very thankful and feel good now that I'm back and feeling good.
So in terms of game minutes, you had 25 minutes or so the other night. What sort of shape do you assess yourself to be in terms of potential minutes for this weekend?
Oh, look, I think personally I could play up to 60 minutes. That might be pushing it a little bit, but look, you want to play in derbies, you want to play in big games, and you want to play against the best teams, and Auckland are the best team. And, I want to play as much as possible and help the team as much as possible.
Do you feel as though a result this weekend could springboard the side for the back end of the season into top 6 contention?
100%. I think, that's the goal. We're going there to win the game. We need to win, and that's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about for me. Yes, it's good if we play well. Playing well is good, but for us now, we need to win games, and that's what we need to do.
And if you look back at the last 2 derbies, a couple of their goals came from Phoenix mistakes. Do you feel as though limiting errors is going to be a big part of getting a result on Saturday?
Definitely. I think, like you said, both derbies, we gave them pretty sloppy goals, and they're a good team where if you do give them chances or you make mistakes where we made the mistakes, they're going to punish you. But in saying that, we need to make sure we focus on ourselves. We need to worry about how we play and how we set up, and have a good training week, and I'm sure everything will work out well.
A couple of questions from Kate Wells at TVNZ as well. Are you enjoying the rivalry that is building with Auckland?
100%. I think it's been amazing for New Zealand football. I think it's been amazing for New Zealand. Look, obviously, would we prefer to be up there where they are? Of course, but in general, I think it's been amazing to have a derby here in New Zealand. You can see that both sets of fans and New Zealand have really got behind it, and it's really boosted New Zealand football.
And there was some more heat, I suppose, on the field in Game 2. How do you look back on that?
I don't, to be honest. Look, that's what's happened has happened, and what's done is done. Like I said, for me, the most important thing is winning the game. I'm not worried about anything that happened, and that's it.
Is there extra feeling in these games?
Of course, it's a derby. You want to beat your rival team. You also want to beat the best team, and they are the best team. So it's a perfect setting for us to try and go up there and turn our season around with a win against not only our rival, but the best team. So this week is all about making sure we train well, we do what we can, and make sure we go up there with the right mindset and push to win the game.
and you touched on it a bit before, but in some ways is coming back from glandular fever. Has that been harder than some of the really serious injuries you've had?
Oh, I think mentally, definitely. I think, like I said earlier, I think the toughest thing is not having a set sort of timeline on when you're supposed to return, and that was probably the toughest thing to try and wrap my head around. And once you wrap your head around that, I think you do slowly start to improve. But yeah, look, like I said, when I broke my leg, you know, I was told that could be up to a year and a half. But just knowing that, and obviously it's not easy, it's still difficult for the first sort of month, 2 months. Once you start to see improvements, then obviously you can really start to look forward and make progress. But this was quite tough for a good month where you're not feeling good and you still don't know when you're going to return. But you know, I can't look back now. I'm back. I feel good, and feeling grateful that I'm healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big difference at the weekend last Friday, being free of it, knowing that the last few games you had played, you were carrying something you didn't realise.
Oh, I didn't think about it like that. I just felt happy to be out there with the boys again, and try to help the team as best as possible. And I think, that alone for me was really, really good, and I felt really positive. Although the result wasn't great, I'd prefer that we won the game, even if I didn't play. That's always the goal. But feeling good, and just feel grateful that I'm feeling good again, and managed to play 25 minutes on the weekend, and came through all good.
And just finally, what have you made of Chico Giraldes at training? Has he fitted in well?
Oh, he's fitted in really well. A really good lad. You can see he's got quality, and I hope he starts and plays this weekend and can show us what he's all about. What a perfect, setting and game for him to come into and show everyone what he's capable of doing.